So you're brand new to real estate and you're trying to figure out what's the fastest path to get out there and make some serious money. Well, if you're new and you're a little confused, then this video is going to be for you, because I'm going to talk about the pros and the cons to the 3 biggest real estate investing strategies. Hopefully it'll clear it up and help you know how to move forward powerfully. This is Real Estate Investing for Beginners. Hey guys, Cody Sperber, the Clever Investor, back again, and I'm really excited that you're here because in today's training video, we're going to be going over the pros and cons of the big 3 real estate investing strategies. Now, what are those big 3 real estate investing strategies? They are wholesaling, rehabbing, and buy and hold investing. All right, now I've been doing this for 14 years. I've done over 1,000 deals, every type of deal under the sun. But this video is going to explain why I started with certain strategies and why I stayed away from other strategies, and maybe you can relate to some of this stuff, and it'll give you some clarity on which one you want to powerfully move forward towards and then go and dominate. All right, so let's dive right into this. So wholesaling, all right, this video is not designed to go in depth of what is wholesaling, but wholesaling is no money down real estate investing. I'm going to have my team put a video somewhere right up here, and you can click that link and go and watch an in-depth training video on what is wholesaling and how does wholesaling work. So let's go over this first strategy, which happens to be wholesaling, and let's go into the pros and cons of this strategy. Now, I actually started with wholesaling, and there was a couple important reasons why I started with this strategy. First and foremost, very low startup costs. You don't need a fancy office or a fancy suit or a Cadillac in order to wholesale real estate. In fact, if you have a cell phone, you have a laptop, some internet access, some real estate contracts, right, the right contracts, and some transportation, you're pretty much set up and ready to start wholesaling. All right, my first, I don't know how many, a couple dozen wholesale deals that I actually did, I didn't even have a business card. All right, so very low startup costs. There's also a very low barrier to entry. There's no real estate experience needed. There's no 4 years of college. There's no have to go to real estate school and pay for, becoming a licensed real estate agent in order to wholesale. There's no license needed. Very low barrier to entry. There's also very low risk. It's no money down real estate investing. So you're not actually coming out of pocket and putting up any money. You're just using your creativity, your marketing skills, and you're going out there and you're finding sellers that are motivated to sell, and you're working out a deal to buy their property, and you're locking it up under contract. All right, and then you're flipping that paperwork to a back-end cash buyer. They're the ones that's taking on the risk, not you. And when you put deals like this together, all right, you get quick results. This isn't like a rehab where you're going to buy a property and renovate it over a couple month period of time, and then it takes a bunch of months to sell. Wholesaling happens really, really fast. My fastest wholesale deal was like as fast as title could close, maybe 5, 6, 7 days. All right, I've seen it happen really, really fast. So if you're looking to get into a creative real estate investing strategy with very low barrier to entry, you don't need deep pockets, you don't need a real estate license, wholesaling is probably going to be for you. Now, there are some downsides. There's a learning curve. That's why I'm here. All right, that's why you're watching these types of YouTube videos. I've been doing this a really long time. I remember when somebody was first explaining wholesaling to me, like there's so many moving pieces. I was like, okay, I kind of get the concept, but like how do I actually go out and do it? All right, and that's why below this video, I'm actually putting on something I'm extremely proud of. It's my 30 days to a deal challenge. Click the link down below, go and check out that training. It simplifies the wholesaling process, gives you that confidence to move forward. So if you're interested in this strategy, down below there'll be a link for some more information and some more in-depth training. Really what it comes down to is the best marketer wins. We're at like what I would call peak wholesaler right now. There's so many people trying to wholesale because of all these reasons that there's a lot of competition. And whoever is the best marketer that gets motivated sellers to raise their hand and say, I want to sell, or cash buyers to raise their hand and say, I'm looking for a good deal, is the one that's going to do the most wholesale deals and win the game. Now, this last one is a big one. Make sure that you realize that you do have a partner. His name is Uncle Sam, and he wants his cut. I remember at the end of the year, I looked at my tax returns and I made over $1 million. And I remember thinking to myself, oh my God, I just became a real estate millionaire. And then the reality sunk in. I hadn't paid taxes on any of it. And I remember thinking to myself, I'm completely freaking screwed. Now, thankfully, I just went out and I even did more real estate deals to make up the back tax payment that I owed. But you're getting taxed at like the highest tax rate when you're wholesaling. There's no long-term capital gains. It is, like instant earned income, and they tax you at whatever your tax bracket is. So let's go to the next strategy. The next one is rehabbing, all right? And the way I always thought about generating leads is, yeah, it's fun to wholesale, and I like the quick cash that wholesaling produces, but if I come across a really good deal, I want to cherry pick that one out and run a rehab on it, just like you see on TV where you buy something, it's old, distressed, you fix it up, you sell it for a profit. All right, so let's go into the pros and cons of rehabbing. First and foremost, much, much bigger paydays than wholesaling. All right, in fact, I was reading an article the other day, I think it was in Forbes, it said the average rehab profit was like $69,000 something dollars. Right now, my average profit's probably a little lower than that. It's probably right around the $40,000 mark. But how many rehabbing deals do you have to do per year? If you did 3 of those at $40K each per year in pure profit by the time they were all said and done, what is that, $120,000? I'm not good at math. That sounds about right. But, $120,000 is life-changing money to a lot of people. And imagine if you were doing that as a side hustle as you worked your full-time job. All right, so rehabbing is also very rewarding. There's something rewarding about going into a neighborhood, buying that old, ugly, distressed house on a block, and then fixing it up, adding value to it, adding value to the neighborhood, and then selling it to some family that gets to come in and actually enjoy it. All right, it's a great feeling, and I love rehabbing. I got a lot of rehabs going on right now, and like I said, I kind of cherry pick out the better deals that I come across, and I run my rehabs on them for the bigger paydays. Now, the cons are high barrier to entry. Rehabbing is very complicated. There's a lot of moving pieces. It's like you have to be a conductor to an orchestra, right? All the subcontractors, all the people have to kind of come in at the right flow in order to successfully get done with the rehab and have it work out to where you're not just wasting a bunch of time and people aren't, undoing each other's work. So there's a lot of moving pieces to it. You do need experience, and that's where a really good mentor comes into play to make sure that you don't screw anything up, because if you do screw something up in a rehab, the risk is huge. It's not like wholesaling where you don't have any money in play. Rehabbing, it's either your money or somebody else's money that has gone hard. It is at risk. And if you screw up, maybe the market shifts while you're rehabbing. Maybe you comped it wrong and you overestimated its value once it got finished. Maybe you got the wrong financing structure. Maybe you over-rehabbed it. I know a lot of new rehabbers, like new investors that kind of wing it with rehabbing. They treat it as if they're going to move into the place and they over-rehab, and next thing you know, they're losing out on a bunch of money. All right? Huge risk when rehabbing, but huge risk comes with big paydays. And big paydays create high taxes. Also, no long-term capital gains with this one. All right, it's short-term capital gains or earned income. And if you're wholesaling and you get that operation going successfully, and now you're cherry picking out the bigger deals, and you're making bigger paydays, that's how you start to scale your business and really make the big bucks. So be very aware. You do have a partner. Uncle Sam is still there, and he wants his cut. Go to the next one. Buy and hold. Now, this strategy is the true wealth building strategy, all right? My favorite thing about the buy and hold strategy is mailbox money, right? Cash flow, baby, cash flow. And we want as much cash flow coming into our lives as humanly possible, all right? Major tax benefits when owning real estate versus renovating it or wholesaling it, all right? First and foremost, you got depreciation. Government allows us to take that asset and depreciate it over 27.5 years. All right, so you can depreciate the asset. You can deduct all kinds of expenses and repairs. And if you hold it for a certain period of time, you can experience long-term capital gains. All right, you could also 1031 exchange out of the asset into another one and kind of roll your profits forward and buy bigger and better real estate each time you do that. There's also leverage. All right, I love leverage. Leverage in real estate is power. And here's what I love about it. Let's say I have $50,000. I can take my $50,000 as long as I can qualify for a loan or go and raise some private money. I can take my money and pair it with OPM or other people's money. And instead of just being able to go buy $50,000 worth of real estate, I could go probably and buy like $350,000 worth of real estate. All right, as long as I can either qualify at a bank or get a private lender to put up that dough. So I could buy a lot more real estate with the cash that I have. All right, and this is how people end up getting really, really wealthy. And over time, your tenants are going to pay down the debt. You're going to be able to write off and keep more of the money over time. And this is how you build long-term sustainable wealth. I love that word, sustainable wealth. I want some more sustainable wealth in my life. Now, there is some cons, a little bit of a high barrier to entry. If you're going to a bank or you're trying to raise money from a private lender or something like that, you do need credibility. If you're going to a bank, you got to have a good job, you got to have good credit, that kind of thing. You got to have a down payment. And there's a lot of risk. The golden rule of real estate is you make money when you buy. And if you buy a rental property wrong, you never know. If the market shifts, you can actually get stuck into a bad deal. I don't know. For me, this is one of my favorite strategies. I would wholesale to make the quick cash because I was so broke when I started. Then I started getting the confidence and the training and the mentorship and all that stuff to start cherry picking out some of the better deals and running rehabs on them. Then I would take that money and I would pay my taxes, live my lifestyle, but then I would carve off a chunk and I'd go and start buying real estate so I could build that long-term sustainable wealth. And, now you're doing all three. You're making money, you're having fun, and then someday when you're ready to check out, you built a nice little portfolio for yourself and you never have to work another day in your life. So what strategy is your favorite strategy out of the three? Leave me a comment down below and tell me which one you can see yourself doing at this time. Also, don't forget to like this video, or I guess dislike this video, and subscribe to my channel. That way you're notified for my future training videos. And don't forget to check out that training down below. If you want to wholesale real estate, I'm telling you right now, I've never done anything like this. The 30 Days to a Deal Challenge is so much fun. It's changing a lot of people's lives, and it's literally paint by numbers, step by step, simple. So if you're new to real estate and you're real estate investing as a beginner, that's the perfect place to start. I don't have anything else for now. I'm Cody Sperber, the Clever Investor, signing off for now. Take care, comb your hair, Sperber out. I'll see you next time.